Where does your creativity come from? So, this is a question you guys ask me a lot of times, and I think it's time I finally answer. So, as a disclaimer, most of the content that I show or styles that I show have been done before. There is not one thing that I could fully take credit for that I have created because I really just feel like everything that I've done have probably been done before. So if I am replicating a style, typically that style comes directly from the client. They see a style online and they desire it and they want me to replicate it for them. So I would say about 70% of my designs come from inspirations that my clients see and want to do. So now when it comes to freestyling, there have been times where I've freestyled certain braids, and this just coming off the top of my head, but the freestyle doesn't come fully from just sitting and thinking. Sometimes you're on social media, you're scrolling, and you might see certain things that you like and you pull from those things. So, if you guys are trying to be creative, but you're finding a hard time doing that, I would definitely say pull from inspirations from other people. It doesn't necessarily mean you're replicating them, especially if you put your own spin on it. It just means you're pulling ideas. I feel like every creative pull from somewhere, unless you're literally starting something from scratch. It's never been done before, which is very, very rare. Most of the time, these styles have been done before somewhere. But for this style, I did pull the first half of the style from somewhere, and then the rest of it was just me, just like whatever I want to do, I'm just going to go for it. So yes, the creativity can come from start to end, but most of the time I'm pulling it from things that I just glimpse or things that I might have saved or things that I do want to replicate myself because I think it's such a great style. And when I do replicate, I try to give the credit where credit is due. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that creator that you saw with the style that you're recreating even created the style to begin with. So sometimes, you might see a style that you love and you want to credit somebody, but they also got the idea from someone else. So you don't want to miscredit people. So that is where the creativity comes from. Sometimes it is you sit down in my chair and I'm like, let me just start something. And sometimes it's okay, I've seen this style, let me go in my saved album and search through and see what I can pull. But if I am pulling something, 9 times out of 10 I want to put my own spin on it. So I will duplicate some parts of it, but then I will put my own spin on it if I can, unless I absolutely love the style. Then I will completely replicate it. But most of the time, clients come to you, they sit in your chair and they're like, I want this. And that is exactly what I give them, unless they're like, well, you can put your own touch on it. Then I can change some things. But right now, I have my niece here. Long, long, long intro, but let's get to these braids. So I have my niece here and I am doing 4 braids at the front, coming down into like little side braids into her face. And you guys, I slowed the video down in I slowed the video a few times in this because I want you guys to see I'm not that rough, especially with the kids. I am heavy-handed, but I'm really not that rough with them. So I just kind of want you guys to see, like, when I slow down to normal speed, how I take care of their head. But once it's sped up, like, it looks crazy. It's sped up times 4. So sometimes I have to throw that reminder in because some of you guys been following me for a while, so you already know this. But I have a lot of new people in my channel and I don't want them to prejudge or to do feel like I am mishandling kids. So that's why I slowed the video a few times. However, like, this style was so fun to do. I did, like I said, I saw the style on someone else, but instead of going up, they actually went down to the back. Like, so I am now gonna start going up into a ponytail, but the style that I saw, it went straight back. So this is me just putting my own spin on it, and I think you guys are really gonna love the ending of it. I told you guys I was done with hearts, but I'm not. I got a lot of comments saying that we appreciate the hearts because you do them, but you do them in different ways. So you guys do appreciate the heart braids. So once I got to the back, I had the space and the opportunity to throw it in there. So I went ahead and did that. But right now we're just braiding up in a bun. I really don't have much to explain about this style. I'm just stitch braiding it. And as I'm going, I'm just going with the flow of things. I know typically once you start out with a pointy style, as in the parts are coming from a point, you don't want to deviate from that. So I highly recommend, if you're doing a style and most of them are coming from like a point, you don't want to go into a non-pointy braid. You just kind of want to stick to the flow of things. It just looks so much better when everything is coming from a point, and that is what we're sticking to here. So there's plenty of times I could have done something else, but I just didn't want to deviate from that point and going up into that ponytail. This style was so difficult on her because of holding her head in certain positions, especially when you're doing the back of the head going upwards. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, even on adults, to hold their head in certain positions. So right now she's doing absolutely great. She really didn't complain a lot. There was one time she was just like, my neck. And so I had to readjust her, put a pillow down, have her lay on the pillow so that I can get to certain parts of the style. But typically, like a style like this would take about, I would say 2.5, maybe almost 3 hours, just depending, especially if you're doing kids' hair. We did take a small break in between so that she can eat, relax, rest her feet, play for a little bit, and then we got back to it. But for the most part, these braids weren't difficult to do. It did take me some time. So if you guys are trying to like replicate this style, it did take me some time, only because it's like going from the neck upwards into a ponytail. Sometimes that could be hard on the back, and it could be hard on the client. So, just it's not hard to do. I would definitely recommend this style. And I'm not going to talk much throughout this video because this braids video. And even though I'm excited for this video, I thought it turned out so good. This hairstyle was so pretty. There's not much that I can really go into about it. I'm just parting and braiding, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be quiet for most of the video, well, the rest of the video, and let it play out. But I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised at the end, and I'll try to come back right before it finishes off to basically let you guys know what I ended up doing to the ponytail and the braids in the front. Okay, I'm back. I lied. All right. So for this, you guys, sometimes it could be so difficult to deviate when you're parting up into a ponytail. It could be so hard to change the flow of your braids from going up in this direction that I'm going. You guys see I'm going from the ear at a point to the ponytail. So when it's just easy to continue going uh doing that shape, that C shape, kind of going back up into the ponytail. It's so easy to continue that flow, but I wanted to deviate from it and I didn't know how it was going to look. but it turned out so pretty that, I ended up just parting down from the back. It's going to come up in a little bit, you guys. So I ended up parting down from the back and turning away from the flow of everything, and it still turned out so great. That is it right there. Right now I'm just making the center part because this is where I'm going to put the heart braid. But as you can see, that braid from the back or the nape going up, that's a deviation from the flow of the style, and it still turned out so great. So don't be scared to like change the flow of things, as long as you stay, you know at a point, or just make the parts proportional. It really turned out way better than I thought I was, even though, I've been braiding for a while. Sometimes taking a little step off of what you're used to can be a little bit scary, but I think the back is just so pretty. The design is so pretty, and I'm glad I made that turn, because I would have ended up just doing plain braids going up, and instead now she has a really cute design at the back. So this is the end, you guys. I ended up putting some strings on the ponytail. I put it in a bun. I put some colorful strings on it. I put a little bow, and then I ended up burning off the tip of those braids in the front and putting the strings on those as well. So she has them. At first I was going to put some beads there, but we didn't have any beads. So we ended up putting the strings there, and now she's going to go to school looking like a rock star, because I really enjoyed this style, and I know you guys will too. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you again for watching.